Now, Arizona's family investigates new fallout from the biggest healthcare scandal in state history. It's one the Attorney General says has cost taxpayers here billions of dollars.
This involves fake sober living homes. Thousands of Native Americans seeking recovery were victimized as the homes took billions of dollars from state Medicaid, but they never delivered treatment. Well, now there's a new push for a class action lawsuit. Derek Stahl is live in our newsroom tonight. So the attorneys behind this lawsuit, Derek, say it has ramifications that go well beyond our state.
Yeah, the plaintiffs say the sober living home scam first flourished here in Arizona, but they believe the fraudsters have now fanned out into other states. Arizona regulators have made changes, but advocates say they are still getting reports of missing loved ones as recently as yesterday, who they believe were recruited by these fraudulent homes. These are just some of the people who attorneys believe were harmed by illegitimate sober living homes in Arizona, places that falsely promised addiction care so they could rack up billions of dollars in payments from Medicaid.
As is very common in these sober living homes, there's nothing sober about them. The managers freely dispense alcohol and drugs. That's a well-known concept amongst these sober living homes.
Attorney Dane Wood shared the story of Randy Honeyumptua, a young mother who was trying to turn her life around.
She, like others, drank too much on Christmas Eve, wakes up the next morning not feeling well, hungover. House manager says, "Hey, I've got a pill here that can help you." Turns out it's fentanyl.
Honeyumptua suffered catastrophic brain damage and now lives on a feeding tube. She's the lead plaintiff in what attorneys hope will become a class action lawsuit.
This is a national crisis.
The attorneys estimate there could be up to 7,000 victims who are enrolled in the American Indian Health Program, and they believe scammers may now be replicating their tactics in other states. In the lawsuit, the attorneys say the state of Arizona was aware of the fraud in 2019, but didn't go public until 2023. They argue that's partly because Arizona was incentivized to rubber stamp payments so it could collect COVID matching funds.
They were treated as purely dollar signs, money for fraud that the state was funding to these fraudulent entities that it knew were trafficking Native Americans, targeting Native Americans, exploiting them. All of this.
A spokesperson for Access told us they were unable to comment on pending litigation, but they said Governor Hobbs has acknowledged the pain and suffering associated with behavioral health fraud. And they said addressing behavioral health fraud remains at the forefront of our efforts. The state has set aside $6 million to help victims, but the attorneys in this case believe that's not enough. I'm Derek Stahl for Arizona's Family.